Welcome to Spurs Focus, your go-to spot for daily Tottenham news, transfers, and match updates. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button now. Let's dive into today's top story. Dele Alli's comeback dream takes another hit. After being released by Como, one of his big championship lifelines has already closed. Is this the end of the road for the former Spurs star? Former Tottenham Hotspur star Dele Alli has been hit with another setback, as one of his three potential transfer options seems to have been ruled out. The ex-England midfielder's future is in doubt after his contract with Como was terminated last week. The 29-year-old joined the Serie A team on an 18-month deal in January, hoping to rejuvenate his stuttering career. However, the move quickly turned sour when he was shown a red card less than 10 minutes into his debut for manager Cesc Fabregas's side in March. Dele was sent off following a reckless tackle on Ruben Loftus-Cheek during Como's defeat to AC Milan at the San Siro. He was subsequently released from the club by mutual consent after being informed that he was not in their plans for the upcoming season. Since then, reports have surfaced linking Dele with a move to three championship clubs: Wrexham, who are owned by Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, Birmingham City, and West Brom. But one of these options now seems to be off the table after Wrexham manager Phil Parkinson revealed the likely candidate to fill his remaining squad vacancy. Parkinson initially named 24 players out of a possible 25 for his squad list for the 2025-26 season, leaving one spot open for a potential free agent signing. This sparked speculation that Dele could be offered a lifeline by making a move to North Wales. However, Parkinson has revealed that midfielder Ollie Rathbone is expected to fill that position as he approaches a comeback from an ankle problem picked up during the club's pre-season trip to Australia and New Zealand. Rathbone was Wrexham's standout performer last season, as they secured their third successive promotion from League One, and Parkinson believes he can be pivotal once more in their current campaign. "I think Ollie is closing in," Parkinson told the Leader newspaper. "I just wanted to make sure Ollie got through this week in training, and the signs are looking positive, and he'll be back in a couple of weeks. We need Ollie back. He's a key player for us. He was instrumental for us last year. He's a player who has played in the Championship. First year did well, second one was a difficult one at Rotherham, because they had a very weak squad. But he's played at this level, and when he signed for us, he was determined to get back into the Championship. His start to the season has been curtailed, but obviously he's a very naturally fit player, and the sooner we get him back involved in football, the better. His energy and his quality. I can't wait to get Ollie back out with us." The choice to feature Rathbone marks another chapter in Dele's troubled career. He was formerly hailed as one of the Premier League's brightest prospects during his spell at Spurs, but has found regular game time hard to come by following his exit from the club in 2022. Dele, who boasts 37 England caps, has experienced a downturn in his career following unsuccessful spells at Everton, Besiktas, and most recently Como. Initial reports suggested he was contemplating retirement after a disappointing stint in Italy, but these rumours were subsequently refuted. In a previous interview, he candidly discussed how childhood trauma, addiction issues, and mental health struggles have impacted his career. While Dale's next professional move remains uncertain, he disclosed last year that his goal is to secure a spot in the England squad for the 2026 World Cup, as he eyes a return to international football. In an April 2024 interview with Sky Sports, he said, "You know you can set reminders on your phone. I have a reminder at 11 o'clock every day that says World Cup 2026. That's my aim for now. I think that people will be like, he hasn't played in a year, but I don't care. I know my level. The only target I have is the World Cup right now. Obviously I'm injured and contracted to Everton, and so my mind is just about taking it day by day and making sure my injury is healed and that I'm in the best possible condition after the summer." An emotional night in Belgrade. Harry Kane's heartfelt speech lit up the England dressing room after Tottenham's Djed Spence made his long-awaited Three Lions debut. From loan struggles to international glory, Spence's journey is nothing short of inspiring. Harry Kane gave an emotional speech in the England dressing room after Tottenham defender Djed Spence made his Three Lions debut against Serbia. The 25-year-old came on as a late substitute in Tuesday night's 5-0 World Cup qualifying win over Serbia in Belgrade. Kane opened the scoring for Thomas Tuchel's side, before Noni Madueke doubled the lead 2 minutes later. Ezri Konsa, Mark Guehi and Marcus Rashford scored in the second period to cap off an impressive camp for England. After the game at Rajko Mitic Stadium, Spence was passed his first ever Three Lions cap by former Tottenham teammate Kane. Visibly emotional, Kane said, "We have a new debut today. I asked to do this because I saw this player 3-4 years ago at Tottenham and he had to go through a lot. He had to keep his head up. He had to work hard. Now he's an England player, so he fully deserves this. I'm a little bit emotional because I know how much it takes to get here. And I saw what it was like. And it was tough for you. Credit to you, your family, everyone involved. You deserve this." On Spence joined Spurs from Middlesbrough in July 2022, but has had to be extremely patient, with Antonio Conte at the time describing the signing as an investment by the club. Loan spells to Rennes, Leeds United and Genoa followed, before Spence eventually broke into the starting command under Ange Postecoglou last season. The defender, who can play right back and left back, has played every minute of Tottenham's 4 games so far this campaign and has impressed under Thomas Frank. That form earned him a place in Tuchel's latest England squad, and the Englishman described playing for his country as an honour. "It was amazing. It has been a long time coming," he said. "I have dreamed about it all my life since I was a kid, so it is amazing. It is an honour. H gave it to me when I was in the dressing room. I'm a little bit emotional. The journey I've been on. I'm officially an England player now, so I am over the moon. He said I was at Tottenham with him a few years ago, and he has seen my growth and he knows how hard it is to get to this level. He is just happy for me." With Destiny Udogie returning to fitness, Spence's form means the Italian may have to bide his time to get back into the Tottenham starting lineup. Spurs travel to West Ham on Saturday, and you would expect Frank to select Spence at left back once again. Tottenham will be looking to get back to winning ways following defeat to Bournemouth before the international break. Following consecutive Premier League victories and clean sheets, Spurs were outclassed by Andoni Iraola's side, which was a firm reminder of the work that still needs to be done in North London. Head coach Thomas Frank is likely very aware of that already, even after strong displays against Manchester City, Burnley and Paris Saint-Germain. Strengthening his squad is one way that will help, though Randall Kolo Muani was the only deadline day addition following last weekend's defeat. The Frenchman will have spent the last few days working with a smaller group at Hotspur Way, but time under Frank could see him have a role to play against West Ham United on Saturday evening. A start seems unlikely given the options in his favoured position, but fellow new arrival Xavi Simons is in line to make his debut from the off, for the exact reason Kolo Muani may not feature in the XE. Pape Sarr has been utilised in a number 10 role, but Simons is expected to take over from him. The former absolutely deserves to remain in the starting 11, though it will just be in a deeper role, and a bit closer to João Palhinha. The Portugal international struggled against Bournemouth, but could be perfect in a London derby, screening a back four of Pedro Porro, Christian Romero, Mickey van der Ven, and Destiny Udogie. The Italian returned to action off the bench last weekend, and while Djed Spence has filled in so admirably that he was rewarded with a new contract and England call-up, Udogie should remain first choice left-back when fit. At the opposite end of the pitch, Frank is facing 2 big decisions with Mohamed Kudus, a shoe-in to start off the right against his former club. Richarlison, Brennan Johnson, Wilson Odobert, Mathys Tel, Dominic Solanke, and Kolo Muani will be the players competing for the other 2 spots. Odobert has earned a start with some bright cameos, and after scoring at London Stadium last season. Richarlison could be a late returner from international duty with Brazil, and therefore, after a further 2 weeks to recover from an ankle issue, Solanke could go straight into the starting 11. Thomas Frank's side could be without 3 key players James Maddison, Dejan Kulusevski, and Kota Takai. Add to that the uncertainty around Radu Dragusin's recovery, and Spurs' preparations suddenly look shaky. With West Ham fresh off a big 3-0 win, and Graham Potter enjoying fewer injury concerns, Saturday's clash at the London Stadium promises to be a true test of Spurs' depth and resilience. Tottenham Hotspur could be missing 3 crucial players for the upcoming showdown with West Ham United. Thomas Frank's side travel to the London Stadium on Saturday afternoon, and will be aiming to return to winning ways following the defeat to Bournemouth before the international break. And they might have to do it without a host of key members of their squad. Playmaker James Maddison remains restricted to the sidelines following his long-term knee injury. Meanwhile, Sweden international Dejan Kulusevski is not expected to return to action anytime soon. The pair join young defender Kota Takai in being ruled out. Meanwhile, Sweden international Dejan Kulusevski is not expected to return to action anytime soon. The pair join young defender Kota Takai in being ruled out. And while Radu Dragusin remains out of contention for the clash with West Ham at least, Spurs have, however, received positive news regarding his fitness. The defender has returned to training following his cruciate ligament injury. It might be some time before he returns to the pitch, but to see him back in training is an encouraging sign. Fellow defender Christian Romero has also given Frank a boost, having returned from international duty unscathed. He was ruled out of Argentina's second game of the window due to suspension, meaning he was eligible to return earlier than expected. Elsewhere, Yves Bissouma and Dominic Solanke could also be back in the fold for Tottenham following their injury issues. From the West Ham side of things, Graham Potter has far less headaches when it comes to getting an 11 together. The Hammers only have 3 injury doubts ahead of the game at the time of writing. German forward Niklas Füllkrug is out due to a calf strain. He is expected to be recovering for a fortnight. Meanwhile, George Earthy could potentially return to contention after recovering from an ankle problem. Brazilian winger Luis Guilherme is also a doubt, having picked up a collarbone issue during pre-season. West Ham will certainly be keen to have as many players available as possible, as Graham Potter's side aim to make it back-to-back Premier League wins. They downed Nottingham Forest 3-0 before the international break to secure their first victory of the campaign. Spurs, in the meantime, are aiming to return to winning ways following their defeat at the hands of Bournemouth earlier this month. Following the clash with West Ham, Spurs get their Champions League campaign underway, having been drawn to take on Villarreal in their opening game.